Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Between the Sticks. My name's Sahib, this right here is Nabil, and we're back here for another week of footy, fun and everything that comes with the AFL round 21. Nabil, how are we?
Good, man. It's good to be back. Another
Absolutely.
week, another episode. Looking forward to this one.
Absolutely. As always, don't forget to share, like and subscribe, guys. We always thank you and appreciate all the support and the love that you show us, Nabil.
Yes, so last week I told you to share it. Last week I told you to like it. But this week, share, like, subscribe, comment, all of the above. This week, we have a very special guest.
Absolutely.
Very special guest.
Yes, sir.
Last time I called him one of the smartest minds in football.
A returning guest.
A returning guest. This week, I label him our version of the LEIGH MATTHEWS.
Absolutely.
Walid, welcome to the show.
Boys, thanks for having me back on.
It's
Absolutely.
good to have you back.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And with that, Nabil, we'll get underway this week.
Yes, fellas, tell me, how was your weekend? We'll start there.
How was your weekend, brother Wads?
Fantastic.
Take us away.
I knew I was going to say that.
Before we start, guys, let's just recap on the weekend.
Absolutely. What do you have
What
to
have
recap us about?
Where's he going with this?
Oh, my God. Turn that rubbish off, bro. Not here for this. Why? Turn that shit off. Of course. You know what's hilarious?
That's where we're starting.
I've been threatening to do this to Carlton for weeks. And imagine how
He's done it. He's done it.
He's done it. Yeah, another miserable week for Collingwood. Another rubbish week and rubbish performance. I don't know what's going on with this team, but I'm going to say one thing. Guys, if you don't get your shit together real soon, we're all going to be very pissed off and very annoyed because you guys will be yapping away the whole season. But now, when it's time to get serious, you're nowhere to be found. But, yeah, that's what I have to say. Brother Wads, how'd you find that game?
Oh, what a game. What a game. It's one of the games that we look forward to in the calendar.
Of course.
Obviously, besides the Q Clash.
Yep.
I remember round 3, when
Yep.
you said to me, you want to go to the game? I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I was shitting myself.
You know what's hilarious? At 3/4 time, he asked me, he's like, are you worried? I said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had false confidence that we were going to actually do something.
Speaking of that, I messaged him with about 5 minutes to go, and I said to him, game over. He's like, nah, not against Collingwood.
He said that to me too. I said to him, at what point did I say to you the game was over?
Probably about 13-minute mark.
Yeah, of the
Yeah.
fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I said to him, yeah, it's done. I said, we're finished.
Do you remember last year? we're up by
I remember that.
13 points.
Yeah.
With
It was
about 3
18.
minutes to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I thought Khalas game over.
Yeah.
But Collingwood being
We pulled off.
Collingwood.
Different beast.
At 3/4 time when you asked me, you worried? That's what I was thinking. I said, you know what? These guys can probably pull off a miracle again.
Yeah.
But they proved to show that this is not the same Collingwood that we've known for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But speaking of the game, we did a horrible job in the midfield, I'd say, and it down back, but more so in the midfield. And I think I was telling you during the game, clearances, and I think it was contested possessions we were down on. I think you guys smashed us in clearances,
Yep.
which has been a problem throughout the whole year for Collingwood now, as well as contested possession. Our defence is shambolic. It's been a mess without Jeremy Howe down there.
Yeah, Darcy Moore, he's struggled a little bit the last couple of weeks.
Can I just say one thing about Darcy Moore? I'm talking to the camera now because Darcy Moore, you are one horrible one-on-one defender, okay? Nah, let's be honest. He's not a one-on-one defender. Jeremy Howe and Billy Frampton with Darcy Moore was working great because Darcy Moore can play that third peeling off defender, get away from the second or third forward and play. This guy has had 2 19 or 20-year-olds kick 6 goals on him in the last month. That is not an all-Australian captain of your team defender. And Collingwood need to sort that shit out immediately.
Look, I can't believe I'm defending Collingwood here. It's Collingwood's
Never thought
defense
this day would
is a system. It doesn't rely on an individual player. So
And I think that's been the biggest struggle in Howe missing for the last
Darcy
couple of
Moore, yeah.
weeks. Because Darcy Moore's had to take either the best forward of the other team or the biggest.
and he's had to rely on Charlie Dean.
Charlie Dean, a youngster who's played a handful of games now, to kind of combat whoever other forwards that we come up against. A couple of weeks ago, we came up against Freo. We played against 3 talls, and Braden Maynard took the 3rd tall. And Braden Maynard is not a key defender or a key position player. Against Richmond, we got lucky. It's an inexperienced team. They're young guys. they don't have as much firepower, and with Tom Lynch being out as well, it wasn't as much of a struggle. Against Gold Coast, we struggled with Ben King, Jed Walter, Ben Long. Again, this week against Brisbane, we struggled, even though you guys only have like 1.5 key forwards according to you.
1.5 key forwards. I'm not gonna mention his names, but we have one forward.
Logan Morris is the one, and we'll let you guys figure out who the half is.
The other one does my head in. Bro.
He's like, this guy, he's like, if I could, I would have gotten rid of him a long time ago.
long time ago.
But we're not going to mention names. We're just going to allow it to be. So, yeah, on the Collingwood front, that was the biggest problem we had defense-wise, midfield-wise. I will be honest, I will never understand why Tom Mitchell got dropped. Tom Mitchell had a game the week before against Richmond. I understand it's Richmond, but Ned Long struggled, had 9 disposals.
He's been in form, though.
He has been, but I think because of how bad our contested work and our clearance work was, you need Tom Mitchell down there, getting the ball out, getting the ball to the runners, getting the ball to the Dacosses, and DeGoey was back this week.
And speaking of DeGoey, he played in the middle.
Yep.
Brisbane's midfield was also really, really good.
Yep.
I know, Walid, there's plenty you want to say about Brisbane's midfield.
Yep.
I know DeGoey had a couple of quarters, but what happened in the midfield to start with?
The week before against Gold Coast, we got absolutely bullied in midfield.
Yep.
With Noah Anderson and Matt Rowell.
Yep.
But this week, if you watch the press conference after the Gold Coast game, Fagan said, good teams bounce back. We will bounce back.
It was a great press up.
But it's a matter of how we're going to bounce back. Because I don't know if we're going to win the game or not, but we'll bounce back.
Yeah.
And it started from the midfield.
Yeah.
And they just dominated.
Yeah, they absolutely killed the midfield.
Everything.
Yeah.
Ground ball gets everything. Tackles.
I think that might have been the only stat we kind of matched Brisbane on. Tackles. Everything else, they destroyed us, especially in the midfield.
We had about 90-odd more disposals than Collingwood.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And on that actual fact, we had a lot of this kicking the ball long down the line business going on the last couple of weeks, actually, not just this week. Again, we got away with it with Richmond because it's a much inexperienced team, much younger team. But we struggled against Freo. We struggled against Brisbane. I think we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago.
You did,
with the Freo game.
You've been calling.
We bomb it down the line, the team or whatever team it was. So I was just watching a couple of the shows after the weekend, and they said out of the 34 chains that we had from D50 to inside 50, only 3 of them made it inside 50 from our defense.
It's pretty low for a team like Collingwood.
And the way we've been going this year, it has been good. A lot of our score and a lot of our play has started off half back. But this particular week against Brisbane, 3 out of 34 made it from D50 to inside 50.
That's pretty wild.
Which is crazy. And it also shows you how we're not changing anything to actually...
I think on that front, you've got to give credit to Brisbane.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt.
A player, I think, Walid, you mentioned him the last time you came on.
Yep.
Logan Morris.
Logan Morris.
You mentioned him last time, and I know off camera you've been telling us, watch out for this kid, watch out for this kid. 20 years old, big stage, MCG in front of 80,000.
Yep.
What happened?
He just delivered, didn't he?
Unbelievable.
Can you believe his first game he played in the Rezzies for the VFL team.
Yep.
And he smacked a McDonald's meal. I think he had a quarter pounder and a milkshake, and then got called up to the first team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing this story.
Against Gold Coast. And then one of our players got injured in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And he played 3 quarters of a game. He played a full VFL game.
Oh, and then came and play 3 quarters.
3 quarters of a VFL game.
It's good areas. I didn't know that.
And hence why a lot of the Victorian teams are chasing Logan Morris.
Yeah.
Because of how great he is aerially, how good he is one-on-one, how good he is out on the lead. And, like, we witnessed all of that on the
He
weekend.
can play football.
Pick 43.
Yeah, wow.
Sometimes you get some of those gems in those late picks.
From Werribee as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
From down the road.
Yeah, down the road,
basically. He had a...
Apparently, his first training session he had at Brisbane.
Yep.
Kicked 5 goals against Harris Andrews.
Wow.
And Harris Andrews is a much bigger player, all-Australian, much more experienced. Yeah. He's been smiling since the weekend.
There was another player.
Henry Smith.
I'm butchering his name, yes.
Yeah.
He had a good game
Smith.
as well.
Yeah.
Kept you guys in it at the start of the game.
Only played 5 AFL games.
Bro, he looked like he played 500
Yeah.
on the weekend. I
And
can tell you that
kicked
much.
those goals when it counted in the first
3
quarter.
goals in the
Yeah.
first half.
So
Yeah.
kept you guys alive. So
Yeah. So another miserable week for us Collingwood supporters, unfortunately.
Just one more thing. If you guys watched Josh Dunkley's interview that he had on the Sunday Footy Show,
Yes, I did actually.
you saw that, yeah?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
he goes,
absolutely.
Collingwood's fundamentals, the way they play, is through the defence.
yes.
Yep.
He goes,
Yep.
the last few times we played against them, he goes, we realised we weren't attacking them. But he goes, this time around, we went all force
Full,
attack.
yeah, absolutely.
wow.
And he was right. We crumbled, and we just had no response to them. Down back, we didn't have a response. Even sometimes when our midfield struggles, the defenders hold it down,
Yeah.
and we don't let teams score. Our average this year of allowing points has been like 60 or 60 something.
Yeah.
Has been the best in the AFL. The last 4 weeks, we're like 12th or 13th in the AFL
So
for
missing,
it.
yeah.
So yeah, I hate how much we rely on a 35-year-old Howe.
it's
He does a great job, but I hate how much we rely on him.
Mm.
And it kind of goes to show I think we need to develop a few more key back players to get our team moving and kind of, getting into the future.
It does, and speaking of backs, and Jack Silvani, someone that you guys have come after.
Yep, absolutely.
And that makes sense now with how probably might get another year, but
Yeah,
with the struggles in your back line.
absolutely. But that's all I have to say about the Collingwood game.
Speaking of Jack Silvani,
Yes, move on to the Carlton boys.
the Carlton boys, yes,
Yes.
against Freo.
Yep.
First half, I think I texted the both of you. It was like, we're winning today, game over.
He was so excited.
I was so happy that first half. I'll be honest, I even put up a post at halftime on the Between the Sticks Instagram page
Yes,
celebrating, and then took it down at 3/4 time. So for
absolutely.
those who saw that, they were very lucky. For everyone else, bad luck. But that was very remnant of our remnant, whatever. It was very reflective of our entire year.
Yeah.
From back to round one, where we were leading at halftime. I don't know what the stats are.
Half a
but
game specialist. they
Half
call
a
him.
game specialist.
13 times.
13 times. There you go.
I think it's a record,
That's
if I'm not
ridiculous.
mistaken.
Yeah.
From what-
Leading at halftime only to crumble. I think we kicked 2 goals in the second half. So same problems. I mean, you can't rely on George Hewitt to get 24 disposals in a half to win you a game. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
lots of struggles at Carlton.
Yeah.
And look, credit to Fremantle. They're not
Yeah.
no longer Freo frauds. I think
Yeah.
if you're
I
okay
put my
with
hands
it,
up after they beat us, to be honest.
drop that tagline. They've won 9.
Yeah.
They've now won 9 of their last 10.
Yeah.
And they really showed what a complete performance
You
they
know what
had.
that kind of low-key reminds me of? Low-key reminds me of Carlton 23. They were
Yes.
doing miserable in the
And
first
then
half of the year.
Second half.
And in the second half, they gunned it.
They did well, yeah. So
Yeah.
Freo are clicking. We have our own struggles. I mentioned George Hewitt. He's probably going to win our best and fairest.
Yeah.
There's also lots of players and lots of rumours of lots of players leaving. TDK is an obvious one. The Kerno rumours and Silvani. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
They just want to leave, and it's a
Everybody-
shame. Yeah, we'll start again, rebuild, and
Carlton's
I don't know
trying
what
to...
they're
Carlton are not.
running out the door. But I mean,
The players are clearing out the locker room. I was telling this.
yeah,
to
they're
the lads
gone.
off
They're
camera.
leaving. And speaking about players who left, there's one player I want to touch on, Jack Martin.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was injury prone most of his career with Carlton.
Yeah.
Prior handful of games, and he
Yeah.
went to Geelong, kicked 4 goals in 5 minutes
Yes.
in a quarter. So look, it's a shame, but
Yeah.
look, we'll move on. We'll bounce back. I hope.
In 2029?
Maybe. I think we're gonna go down before we go up. So I think we're gonna have to do a little bit of a mini rebuild, not a full
You see
rebuild.
the Carlton slanders across the competition. It's not just me.
It's Brisbane supporters too. Fair enough. man.
Everybody
I
is.
said it last time. We start at the same time, and look where we are, and look where they are. So
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
moving on,
Yes, sir. What is it time for, Nabil? Tell us.
we've got time for this is my new favorite segment. It's
Absolutely.
official. Our top team, our flop team of the week.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. I'm going to kickstart us off. I'm going to talk about the Western Bulldogs. We've
the
called them
percentage farmers.
percentage farmers. We've been labelling them percentage farmers. They've got a big win against the Giants. 88 points, I think. Above 80 points, I know that.
Do we want to call that a big win, though? The
Huge.
the only top 8 team they have been is the Giants this year.
They belted the Giants, and the
Yes.
Giants, I don't know. Some people say they're good. Some people say they're not.
Yeah.
They were okay for a quarter last week, but
Yeah.
geez, Darcy and Norton when they're clicking, hard to stop.
You were saying something about Norton during the weekend.
Aaron Norton, I believe the last 5 games.
Yes.
Yep.
Prior to the Giants game.
Yep.
Yes.
26 goals. In
Wow.
5
Yeah,
games.
that's
He's in form.
it's
in
almost
form.
an average
Yeah.
of 5 goals a game.
Mm.
So right time of the year, he's in form
Yeah.
for the Bulldogs, especially in their run to finals.
Yeah.
So, Habe,
My top team of the week is the Adelaide Crows. I think the game they played against Hawthorn, was it Thursday night last week? Or Friday night? Friday night, yeah? Yeah, Friday night. They're top, they're 3-headed monster up forward. Just ate the Hawthorn defense alive. I think we might talk about this a little later, but we can lock in Jordan Dawson as the All-Australian captain at this point.
1000%
Yeah,
agree.
he was really,
I
really
think
good.
that
Yeah,
second
that's a
quarter
good
of
shout.
his, 7 disposals, 2 goals, a bunch of score involved. Like, he was every single
Yeah.
where and place that he could possibly physically be on that ground.
I think that's what makes him a better midfielder than others.
Yeah.
He kicks goals.
He
Kicks goals, yeah.
yeah.
And he's a good contested mark.
He's big boy.
He's not a key position player, but as a midfielder, he can go up against a key position player and put up a fight. So
Reminds me a little bit of the Bond.
yeah,
Very
does,
similar
yeah.
type player.
Him,
similar.
Cripps,
Yeah.
Jordan Dawson, I think they're also very similar type of players. So yeah, the Crows just Hawthorn didn't play horribly bad. I'll be honest. I don't think they were a bit inaccurate, which probably cost them a bit. Their 4 talls up forward kind of actually worked. Everybody thought it might be a problem for them, but it kind of worked.
Yeah.
But just the way Adelaide played that game, the way they kind of got through that game, and they eventually held on and delivered in the end, I think that's why I would keep them as my top team of the week. And Wads?
Who do you think?
Of course. Of
definitely
course. We
Definitely
are we know Brisbane, yeah?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
We have 4 hoodoos
Yep,
this
this
year
year,
that we had to break.
Yep,
Geelong and Geelong.
yep,
Hawthorn at the G.
yep,
Yep.
Richmond at the G.
Yep.
Yep.
Collingwood at the G.
Done.
yeah. It's very scary
Yeah,
the way Brisbane are going, let's be honest.
They've done well.
Yeah,
They've
have.
done
They
well.
have.
Yeah.
So now we move on to our flop team of the week.
Yes, start us off in the bill.
I'm going to start off Port Adelaide. Now,
Yes.
Port Adelaide are my flop team. They've been awful. But I
Yeah.
don't really want to talk about Port as much as flop team is about their team.
Yep.
Travis Boak has announced his retirement.
Yep.
3 All-Australians, former captain.
Yep.
And I think he's played 300 plus games.
Close to 400, actually.
Yeah,
385 or 384?
Yeah, 384.
So far?
Bang
Yeah.
on. So all the best to him in retirement. And
Yeah.
the other one I mentioned last week, Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah,
We're
big
on
Jezza.
watch. We're on watch. He kicked 6 against Port.
Yep.
He can kick 10 or 11 this week against Essendon. So
10. 14.
14. There we go.
14.
I think the whole game plan's getting thrown out the window this week.
Yeah.
Just get the ball to Jezza.
Give it to him, and hopefully we see him kick 100 this season. So
You were saying something about Jezza kicking his 100th before the season finished. Yeah, the other day when we were having a chat.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of a distraction for the team.
that's an interesting question.
Going into finals, you mean?
Getting to the finals.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, look, I know where you're coming from. Jimmy Bartel actually said it's making them play a little bit better.
Yep.
But I know there's differences of opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. My view, I probably agree. I think they're playing a little bit worse and it is a distraction. So
Yeah.
hopefully it kicks.
Maybe the fact they played bottom teams, they were doing that.
Mm,
Who knows if they play against a bigger team?
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
And I think-
hopefully he gets the job done against Essendon.
And I think, even though this is not related to your flop team of the week, I think Geelong playing all these bottom side teams leading into finals gives them no indication of how they're going against the better
Absolutely
teams.
not.
No idea.
So
100%.
they might show up week 1 and get plastered because they've been playing the bottom half
Yeah.
of the ladder the whole
They're
last 4 or 5 or 6
they're
weeks.
not playing
whatever
with
it's
any
been.
intensity.
Yeah, and like we said, if their game plans around getting the ball to Jezza for the last 3 weeks, it might be a bit of a struggle come finals. But yeah,
Interesting call. So, Habe, your flop team.
listen, the last time we were all together, I said this is the one and only time I was going to call them the flop team of the week. But my flop team of the week is the Collingwood Football Club.
Unbelievable.
They're not playing like a football club right now. They're playing like a
Unbelievable.
bunch of belly dancers, but they need to get their shit together. So, yeah, we already spoke about the Collingwood game, so I'm not going to delve into that now. But, yeah, they're my flop team of the week. And, Wads, yours?
The Greater Western Sydney Giants.
Giants.
Oh, yes, they
Yes.
were ordinary.
What do you think?
Yeah, they were horrible.
Thursday night.
They were horrible. Just bad to watch. Apparently,
Yeah.
Jesse Hogan's struggling with an injury.
Apparently he's injured.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's been
I
playing
didn't
pretty
know that.
bad.
I
Yeah.
did not know that. So
I think they brought him up as one of the 3 players for 3 teams. I
Yep.
think they
Yep.
injured.
Yep.
I forgot the other 2, but I think he was one for GWS. Why they thought he wasn't going to go all the way.
Hayden Young for Fremantle
Yes, Hayden
Yes.
Young. Yep.
and Will Day for Hawthorn.
Hawthorn. Yeah.
big injuries.
And someone
Yeah.
said for that reason these 3 teams are not going to make it all the way this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're all important players to their teams.
And they lost Toby Green to suspension.
Yeah.
Is he suspended again?
No. Prior
Oh.
to the Dockers
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
Dylan Buckley
Yes.
Yeah.
or Jack Buckley or whatever Buckley is.
Jack Buckley,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yep.
And they lost. Who's the other one?
I don't know.
They lost someone key.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
3 key players they lost. And
We haven't seen Stephen Cornelio.
number 22, Josh Kelly.
Oh, Josh.
Oh, it's a
yeah,
big
Josh
loss.
Kelly. Yeah, that's a
loss.
big
loss.
loss.
So-
Big loss.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but we'll see if they bounce back this week.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think that does it for our top team, flop team of the week. Moving on. Some big news broke out this morning, Nabil.
Yes, some big news. So Melbourne sacked Simon Goodwin. It was
Yes.
announced today. There was a press conference with him and Brad Green. I did watch it. Watched it on my
Yes.
lunch break at work.
Can I stop you for a sec?
Yes.
You know who you remind me of?
Who do you remind me
Tom
of?
Morris.
I don't know. I mean,
The way he said breaking news.
Hey, now maybe you should have gone into a career of media,
I like
Nabil.
Tom Morris as a reporter, but I don't want to talk about his off-field stuff. But he's a gun reporter, so I
Easy.
appreciate that. But speaking of the sacking of Simon Goodwin, we're not going to spend too much time talking about it. The AFL website does a really good story of sort of covering
Breaking
Melbourne's
down,
issues
yeah,
and
the
going through
timeline
it.
of how
But
things have gone.
I wanted to ask you boys, why now, and what's the story there, and what's on the market?
I'll let you start us off, Vads.
Nasaya Wang and him the other way.
Yes.
In the press conference
Yes.
when he's like, bloody Nasaya. And then they asked Brad Green, why was it Nasaya? And he's like, no, it had absolutely nothing to do with it. Maybe it did, but
Oh, you did.
it probably
Yeah.
did, brother. I'm not going to lie.
I think it's been building up for the last.
I think for the last year,
Yeah.
almost.
18 months.
Yeah.
It's been bubbling up.
And speaking of that, now they've sacked him at an interesting time because there are coaches available in the market. So I wonder if that's something got to do with it. But
Before that, I actually also think they've sacked him because of a lot of their big name players have caused a lot of issues for this club in the last couple of years.
Petrarca, Oliver.
Petrarca's been a problem. Oliver's been a problem.
Yep.
Stephen May.
May's
May's
been
been a
all his
problem,
off-field
yeah.
issues have been a
That guy
problem.
reminds me of Nelson from Simpsons. He's a big bad bully. I love him. There.
This guy fighting with teammates, fighting with opposition
Yeah.
players,
So,
all sorts. And I think that has become actually, I don't know, they were talking about Melbourne having a cultural problem last year
Yeah.
or a couple of years ago now. So, yeah, I think that's a very big reason as to why the club has ended up where it's ended up now because they were premiers only 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And that core group is still there.
yeah.
So, but yeah, you were saying something about the available coaches.
So I know for there's Simpson's out there, Longmire's out there. Buckley's
Hurd.
out there. Hurd
Yeah.
was mentioned on SEN today.
Ken
there's
Hinckley freshly off.
Hinckley. So I'm going to put you guys on the spot. If out of those five, which one will be the next Melbourne coach? Out of them 5 I've mentioned.
Who has ties to Victoria and Melbourne? That
Well,
would
Adam
probably answer.
Simpson, I think, recently sold his house in WA, and he's
That could be
moved to
telling us
Melbourne.
something.
So I don't know, but
Maybe. Where the hell did you get this information from? I just realized.
Tom
Morris.
Morris. From now on, Nabil Morris.
Where did you get this information from, the mill?
Yeah, look, too much time on Twitter.
Fair enough.
Look, yeah, so I'll start,
Yeah.
and I think the next coach out of those 5,
Yeah.
I'm going to say Longmire because I think Simpson will coach Carlton.
Interesting.
That's my view. But
I was going to say Simpson. to be
Simpson,
honest.
yeah.
Based on the inside Tom Morris information the Bill just gave us,
I hope it's accurate.
I would say Adam Simpson because I think Tassie's also looking for a coach. So, and I know for a fact Tassie has approached Nathan Buckley about it, and he's openly spoken about it. So, I don't know if he'll end up in Melbourne. I don't think he'll even actually want to coach another big Melbourne club or Victorian club. Sorry. So, I think Adam Simpson might be the one.
Pretty much agree with Saib. I reckon
Simpson, yeah. So
doesn't make sense for James Hurd.
No.
I
Yeah.
reckon he probably go
Yeah, I
to
think-
Essendon. in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
Buckley to Tassie.
Yeah, if he actually
And
ends
Simpson.
up taking it. Yeah,
So out of those 5, Simpson. Who knows? They might go for an assistant, but
yeah.
anyways, that's
Alrighty, moving on this week, we're going to have a bit of a chat about the top 8 or 9 teams a bit more in depth. I think the last time we had this conversation, guys, it was about 2/3 of the way through the season, if I'm not mistaken.
yes.
And that was about episode 7. So for those of you that haven't checked out episode 7, go back and have a look at that and you'll see what our thoughts and where our head was at with how the top 8's looking. But this week we'll have a bit more of an in-depth conversation, see what the pathway to the grand final looks like for the top 8 or 9 teams. What, kind of wins and losses and whatnot everybody needs to take to kind of set themselves up for the finals in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, with saying that, let's get underway. Nabil, what do we think about the top 8 or 9 teams at this point?
Interesting at the moment, right?
Yeah.
I've been saying this on record that Hawthorn might miss out.
Yes.
Now, as much as I want them to beat Collingwood, I think Collingwood will beat them, and I think Hawthorn might be the team that misses out.
Interesting.
And the Dogs, well, they won last week.
Yep.
Maybe they sneak in.
Interesting.
That's something I'm keeping a close eye on. Hawthorn falling out, the Dogs coming in.
Because they're playing Collingwood and Brisbane on their run home now.
Yeah, suddenly their run home looks a little bit more
tougher.
difficult. So,
Brother Wads, what are we thinking?
That's a big, bold call to make.
yeah,
Hawthorn.
I don't like Hawthorn.
He's been saying it all year,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. He's like, Hawthorn ain't it. They're not real.
I reckon the top 4 at the moment
Yeah.
could be secured depending on the depending on who wins this week.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
If Collingwood lose to Adelaide, Collingwood a chance of missing top 4.
That's a good shout, actually. Yeah.
If we don't win 2 of our next 3 games,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so too. I think, if we don't win the next 2, not the next 2, but at least 2 of the next 3 games, I think top spot will be decided in that Collingwood-Adelaide game if we win this
I think
week.
so.
Because if we win this week, we play each other. We're both on the same amount of points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ideally, we're not going to lose to Melbourne in the last round. So if we and Adelaide play each other and we beat Adelaide, we go on top,
You stay
regardless
on
of
top,
what
yeah.
happens after that.
Yep.
And if they win, they stay on top. We go second, so we both secure a home final.
Yes. And I think both teams at home final is
Is the most
It's
ideal
in-
situation.
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
yeah,
It's just one of those years you never know who's going to finish top 4.
yeah.
Don't.
You reckon the Lions will finish top 4?
Yeah, after we did the Collingwood, absolutely.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
Now, in all honesty, we play Sydney this week.
Which at the Gabba,
I
right?
reckon we can make an Abadra team and beat them. But yeah, we play.
Your Ruckman is going to struggle this week against Grundy. I'll say that much.
Henry Smith kicked 3 goals.
Yeah, but he's not a Ruckman.
He is.
I mean, he's not your sole Ruckman. Darcy Fort is your sole Ruckman,
Yeah,
right?
number 1 ruckman. Yeah.
Yeah, so Brody Grundy had 40 disposals on the weekend. So
Oh, against Sydney.
yeah, he's
Even
not
though
worried.
don't
He's not worried.
not against Sydney.
He's not worried.
Then
And
we
then I
jump-
think your last 2 games are Freo,
Fremantle in Perth
Optus, and
could go either way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Hawthorn at the Gabba, another one. could
Now
go
that I
either way.
mention it, I think Nabill's right. I think Hawthorn might miss out.
Mm.
I don't think they'll beat
Hawthorn's-
Collingwood and Brisbane,
That's 2 tough games. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and especially with the
And-
names that we have back this week as well.
yeah.
Howe's back, Frampton's back.
And Collingwood will want a response. They're getting slammed in the media.
Brother.
We slammed him today. they're going to want to bounce
Can
back.
you imagine if they lost?
Yeah. It won't
You
be
guys
good.
won't see me
It won't
next
be
week
pretty.
if we
It
lose
won't
this
be
week. I'm
pretty.
telling you right
Yeah.
now.
It's alright. I'll replace it. Don't worry.
But moving outside the top 4, and I guess you can say the condition of it,
Yep.
that bottom 4 of the 8 that we're looking at, the Gold Coast, the GWSs, Hawthorn, if we want to mention Freo, how do we think they're going to go?
I think the Suns will play their first final ever.
Yeah,
Yes,
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I don't know how they'll go.
I don't know about winning
if
yet,
they,
but
if,
yeah.
but if they if they get a home final,
Yes.
I will tip them.
Yep.
I'll tip them at home. It doesn't matter against who, whether it's
Yeah.
the Bulldogs, Hawthorn, the Giants. A
Yeah.
home final for the Suns, and yeah, they'll be in the second week of
Because they're in the
finals.
top 4 currently.
The
They're
Sun-
2 points in front of you guys.
no,
Oh, no,
no,
I
the
lied.
Suns are 6.
I lied. They're
Suns
6.
six.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Heart
yeah.
attack. I was Gold
I'm looking at something else. Don't worry about it.
Suns are 6. Yeah. So
No, you're right. What about Freo? Do we think they're going to go all the way to the finals?
After they lost, who's the midfielder?
Hayden Young,
Hayden Young?
big loss.
Oh.
Big loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned this earlier. We said that
Yeah.
there might be one of the teams that... Interesting.
They
So,
only rely on Sarong and Brayshaw.
yeah.
I don't know.
You wouldn't know. Yeah, Hayden Young creates a lot of their run and play out of the middle.
It is.
does.
Yeah.
A
He's
lot of
their
clearance
creative
work. Yeah.
Because if you look at Brayshaw and Sarong
Yep.
and Fife, if he comes back in, all
He
similar
might
players.
he might be the replacement for Hayden Young.
But he's not creative like
no,
Eddie Young.
no, he's an in and under.
And
Yeah.
not only that, they might just take Fife and throw him forward,
yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
which they tried early. I think it was early this year. They threw him at full
Mm.
forward for half a game, and then I think he got injured and they subbed him out anyway. But
Mm.
yeah, you're right about Hayden Young and Freo. They might struggle. Do we see the Giants keeping their spot in the top 8?
I think they will.
Off the top of
You
my head,
will?
I don't know their run home, but if it's easier than Hawthorn's, which I suspect it would be,
They play the Suns soon.
They play
I'd be
the
interested. It
Suns.
could go down to that game, maybe.
They play the Suns.
They play North and St Kilda, if I'm not mistaken.
They're in.
That was-
They're in.
Yeah.
They're in.
If I'm not mistaken.
So Giants, but I don't think they'll do any
Yeah,
damage
they're
in
playing North,
September.
St Kilda, and Gold Coast.
They'll make it.
They'll make
They'll
it.
make it.
Yeah, I think if they lose that Gold Coast game and still win the other 2, they'll still make it.
The one thing I will say about the Giants, though, is they're a finals hardened team.
Yeah.
They know how to play
They've played,
finals.
yeah.
They've been there before.
Yep.
I don't know if I would necessarily want to come up against them in finals because they know what they understand finals as good as anyone else in that 8. So
Yep.
whereas the Suns might have a bit and Freo might have those issues.
Absolutely. And I think the last of those teams is obviously the Hawks, and you touched on them, and you said
Yeah, I've got
You
strong
don't think-
opinions on the Hawks, so I don't think they're making it. And now with their run home, you've confirmed my,
Yeah.
my
same
thoughts.
words. You don't think they're gonna?
I think
struggle?
Hawks will make it.
Hawks will
You
make
reckon
it.
they'll make it?
yeah.
They'll make it.
Okay, let me put it for you guys this way. Who do we think is gonna miss out?
The Western Bulldogs.
Yeah,
Dogs will make it. already.
Hawthorn for me.
Hawthorn. I actually agree with words. I think the Doggies might actually miss out because of
okay.
just their inability. Well, their last game is against Freo at Marvel, if I'm not mistaken, this year.
Yeah.
And before that, they're
Oh, what a
playing.
That is going to
What
be
a game.
Yeah, it could come down to that game.
So this week and next week, they're playing Melbourne and West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
So the last game, which is the Freo game, is the only one that they'll actually that probably might decide their season.
It depends as well on whether Freo, and I'm not saying Freo might just not play with the intensity required if they know they've got a final the week after. Whereas the Bulldogs have everything to play, maybe that difference in intensity, maybe Freo might give some players another week off.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If Freo have got 5th spot locked in,
Yep.
I don't know whether that changes things.
Is it locked in though?
It's not, but in 2 weeks it might be, might not.
Maybe,
but if
yeah.
Freo have a home final to play for, then they do have something to play for. Both teams have a lot more to play for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think if Freo beat you guys at Optus, I think we can lock them in for a top 8. I think whoever they're playing this week won't really matter as much because everybody else around them will win their games as well, maybe besides Hawthorn. But I think in round 23, if they
Yep.
beat you guys, I think we can lock them in for
finals.
a final spot. And in saying that, we say we're going to try and have a bit of fun with the ladder predictor this week, Nabil.
Yes, sir.
We do.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll start with Thursday night, round 22, Hawthorn
Yep.
Collingwood. I'm going to tip Collingwood because of what I think will happen to Hawthorn.
Yep.
We're not changing the margin, so the margin will remain the same. So I'm going to tip Collingwood.
Do we all agree with that?
All agree?
No?
Hawthorn.
Tip Hawthorn? I think I'll tip Collingwood.
So we'll go with Collingwood.
Yep.
Our second game, unfortunately,
He said, I don't agree with that.
doesn't agree with it. Look, second game Friday night, Geelong, Essendon.
Yeah.
Jeremy
Geelong.
Cameron 14.
Geelong, 14 for Jeremy Cameron.
Yep.
Richmond, St Kilda on Saturday afternoon.
I don't think it matters, but who do we think?
Richmond.
Richmond,
yeah.
we got that. Brisbane and Sydney at the Gabba.
I need to say Sydney.
Sydney by 120. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
We're all tipping
I'm
Brisbane.
joking.
Carlton and the Gold Coast. This one actually matters for the Gold Coast, not so much for Carlton.
Yeah, I think Gold Coast obviously.
It's at Marvel.
Ooh, yeah, I still think Gold Coast.
Gold
Carlton's
Coast.
are done and
I'm not
dusted.
even going to argue this one.
Yep.
Port Adelaide, Fremantle at the Adelaide Oval.
Ooh, I forgot about that game actually.
Yeah,
Now I take
interesting
back what I
game.
said about Fremantle winning this week. Freo should win. I'll be honest.
I'm going for the upset. I reckon Port are going to bounce back.
Hey, if Freo lose this week, they're not making finals. I'm calling it right now.
I know you guys disagree with this one. I think Freo will win against the Adelaide,
So,
Port Adelaide.
I'm the tiebreaker.
Yeah, so I've got.
Hey, I've been calling them frauds every week.
So
Tipping
Freo.
tip the upset.
We're tipping upset.
Yes.
So we're going. Well, we reckon Port Adelaide. Okay. So
I don't know.
okay. No,
I
we'll go
just-
Port Adelaide. That's fair enough. It's 2-1.
3-1 their game on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, I think they might lose this one.
Fair.
Or they might go on a miracle run like Carlton in 23. Who knows? But we'll tip Port.
The Giants in North Melbourne.
Obviously.
In
Giants.
America, Melbourne and the Bulldogs
Melbourne.
at the MCG.
Oh, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Do you want to say Melbourne?
Nah.
West Coast and Adelaide at Optus.
Obviously, Adelaide.
So move on to round 23. We'll start with where are we? So Friday night, St Kilda, Essendon.
I don't think it makes a difference, but St Kilda.
St Kilda doesn't make a difference. Fremantle, Brisbane at Optus Oval.
Ooh.
It might be one.
Do you want to have a bit of a conversation about this one?
Might be worth talking
I think
about.
it'll be a good game.
It will
Yeah.
be.
Very good game to watch. But I'm not worried about us playing away from home.
Yeah.
I think most of our wins this season will be away from home.
Mm.
So I think we can go there and win comfortably.
Fair enough. Yeah, they've travelled pretty well, Brisbane, I'll be honest, this year. And they played pretty well against the top 8 teams as well. Like he said earlier, they broke all the hoodoos.
They have, yeah.
3 of them were against the top 8 teams,
yeah.
Collingwood, Geelong and Hawthorn.
They
So
I
I think Brisbane will win that game.
And look, I agree with you guys. I think Brisbane's form has been as good as Freo have been. I think Brisbane have been just as good away.
Yep.
Saturday, the battle of the Suns and the Giants at People's First Stadium.
Oh.
I'm going to say the
People's
Suns.
First?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Suns.
Suns don't lose at home.
I don't know.
They
GWS
showed
might
you
turn
guys up. They
into
showed Brisbane up as well. 2
at the
weeks
Gabba.
ago.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But then they also got plastered by the percentage farmers last week. So I reckon the Suns. Personally.
Yeah.
Words.
I'd like to say
The
GWS,
Giants, but you
but
don't trust them.
for my
Suns.
tipping, I'm definitely tipping GWS.
No, it's
Oh,
on.
fair enough.
Fair.
Fair enough.
We can move to Marvel Stadium, Carlton and Port Adelaide. Dead rubber.
Port
we
Adelaide
can
by
we can
57.
we can pick Carlton. It's a dead rubber. I want to give us another win.
You know what's interesting about this fixture, and this goes back to what I was talking about the AFL's fixture last week. You guys played each other like 6 weeks ago,
I know. No, we're playing
or something like that.
Yeah.
Port and Carlton. So I don't
Yeah,
understand
playing
how
each
that
other
works,
now.
but yeah,
MCG, Hawthorn, Melbourne,
Hawks.
Hawthorn.
Hawthorn, and then we go to the Adelaide Oval, Adelaide and Collingwood. I'm sure there's plenty to discuss this game.
Yeah, I think Adelaide will get over the line against us in Adelaide, even though they haven't beaten us since 2016. Adelaide.
At all.
Yeah. Oh no, I lied. They haven't beaten us in Adelaide since 2016. Sorry. Hoodoo days.
You want to talk about Hoodoos? We didn't beat Collingwood at the MCG since 2014.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
But in saying that, we played a lot of games at Marvel.
Yeah, so we've played at least once a year in Adelaide in the
Yeah.
last couple of years. And
Yeah.
we've beaten them. I think the last 10 meetings have been won by under 10 points or under
Yeah, it's
8
always a
points
close
something.
game.
So, but I actually think Adelaide are playing. I don't know, unless we pull off some
So-
unknown shit. I think Adelaide should go
Adelaide.
over the line. What do you think?
Adelaide.
Yeah.
Adelaide for me as well.
Yep.
Ninja Stadium, North and Richmond. I'm going to tip North. We can
yeah.
debate that, but none of that game doesn't
Don't matter.
matter.
Yep.
Sydney, Geelong at the SCG. Anyone giving the Swans a chance?
Not a chance in hell.
No.
Not a chance.
I do think though, if there is a game Geelong will lose from now till the end of the
Could be
season,
this one.
it probably will be that one.
Well, I
at the
hope they
SCG.
don't. I hope Jeremy Cameron
It's a
kicks
big call.
another whatever he needs.
I hope they lose that game. What the hell?
So
I don't
Geelong.
like, I don't like
No.
Geelong. I hope they lose that game.
The Bulldogs West Coast, and I've just
Yeah,
put
the doggies.
Bruh,
Bulldogs.
Let me tell you, that game is going to be a 170-point win to Doggies.
Yeah, it will be.
They're gonna
I will not be
blast them.
surprised.
It will be.
surprised.
Even if they don't make finals based on points, they probably will make it based on percentage because of that.
Not be surprised. So then we move on to round 24. The
Yep.
Giants and St Kilda.
The Giants,
The
obviously.
Giants. We go to Marvel Stadium, North and Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Adelaide, and then we go to Western Bulldogs and Freo.
Ooh, at Marvel, yeah? That is going to be probably the game of the season. But I actually think the Bulldogs might get over the line at Marvel.
Bulldogs.
I don't know about Freo at Marvel. I've actually never
They
seen
play well at Marvel.
They
this
do?
Season, I
The
think.
last time they played at Marvel, they got... Who did they play?
I played Melbourne.
They scored like 20 points against the Kilda.
Oh, St Kilda, yeah.
So
That's what
we're
I'm saying.
tipping the
Yeah.
Bulldogs.
I know their record at Marvel isn't that great.
But I still think Doggies should win.
Yeah,
Doggies,
I think
yeah,
Doggies
tip
should
Doggies.
win.
We go to the MCG, Collingwood and Melbourne.
Yeah, I think we could play a VFL team and still win.
Collingwood.
We
We go to the MCG, Richmond, Geelong. We're
Yeah.
Another game. They played like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Geelong.
Yeah,
So
I know. This is what I'm saying. The
ridiculous.
AFL's Fixturing.
Yeah,
is
Essendon
interesting.
and Carlton. I'm tipping Carlton.
Are we going to that game?
We are.
For fun?
Yeah, we will. Why not? Need
Yeah.
something. And Brisbane and
Hawthorn.
Hawthorn at the Gabba.
I reckon Brisbane will get over the
I think
line.
Brisbane at home.
Yeah,
Should be a
Brisbane.
good game though.
So that's interesting. We've still
Yes.
got a Hawthorn at 8th for
Yep.
now.
Okay.
And then we've got 3 games to wrap us up. We've got the Suns and Gold Coast at People First. Sorry, the Suns and Essendon at People First Stadium.
Yeah,
I've
Suns
tipped
will
the
get over the
Suns,
line.
Port Adelaide and Gold Coast.
The Suns.
Sorry, yes, Port Adelaide and the Gold Coast
Yep,
Suns.
the Suns.
Yeah.
The Suns. And the last game, West Coast Sydney. I can tip West Coast.
For fun, yeah.
For fun. We're moving on to finals now.
Yes,
So the top
and
8 is set. So
what does
I
the
just
top 8
wanna
look
tell you,
like?
this is assuming there's a margin of 20 points for
Yeah,
everyone.
for all the games, yep.
We've got Adelaide, Brisbane, Geelong, Collingwood for your top 4.
Goodness gracious.
Now you've got the Suns in 5th, the Dogs in 6th, the Giants in 7th, Hawthorn in 8th, and we've got Freo missing out on percentage.
Based on
Damn.
On
predictor
percentage,
that we
but
just did.
that's what the predictor. So we'll move into
Yes.
finals. The
That's
first,
with Hawthorn losing both their games, mind you, against Collingwood
yeah.
and Brisbane.
So
Damn.
it is interesting where we've
be.
landed.
Could go either way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Wow.
on percentage, it just comes down to percentage between those two.
Yep.
So moving on to finals week 1,
Yep.
we've got Adelaide and Collingwood
In Adelaide.
in Adelaide.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Adelaide Oval.
So we're going to play each other twice in the same game, 3 weeks apart or 2 weeks
Adelaide
apart.
Oval, Crows and Collingwood. Crows and Magpies, whatever.
You know what I'll say? If one of the teams wins one of those games, the other team will win the other one. So if Adelaide beat us in the fixture in round 23, we'll probably beat them in the first final, or vice versa. If we beat them in the first in round 23 fixture, they'll beat us in the final.
I don't think so. I think Adelaide at the
Adelaide?
Adelaide
What do
Oval.
you think, Waleed?
I'm
Adelaide?
going.
I'd like to say Collingwood have all the
Yeah.
experience in finals.
Yeah,
I'd like to tip Collingwood,
but
but I still think home ground advantage will play a
It's
big
massive,
factor.
yeah.
so let's put down Adelaide.
They say
That's-
Adelaide and Port Adelaide fans are quite feral, apparently.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
they definitely are.
they're tough, and they got a lot of stars. The Crows, I mean, so does Collingwood.
Yep.
The second final, we've got the Suns and the Hawks at People's First Stadium.
The first elimination final, right?
Suns.
Suns, yeah, I
Yep.
think so too.
At People's Stadium, the Suns,
People's
yep.
Sun. The next final, we've got the Bulldogs and the Giants, assuming Marvel.
Nah, G.
GWS?
G?
Is it?
He means
No.
at the G. At the
Oh, it
MCG.
might be at the G. Where
Uh,
I don't
Bulldogs.
Think finals
they
at
play, don't
Marvel.
play finals. At,
Yeah, Bulldogs regardless.
So Bulldogs,
And who? Giants.
Yeah.
Giants, brother.
At the MCG.
Giants.
Giants.
Because
Discussion.
he's right. I don't think there will be... Oh, actually,
It
will
probably
they
will
play...
be at the G.
Because
they-
I think...
They have to play at least one final a
Yeah,
week.
that's what I was
at
about to
the
say. But they might
G,
play
you're
the
right.
Brisbane-Geelong game at the MCG.
No,
second-
they'll play that at the Gabba.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
because
first
Brisbane...
two
Yeah, you're
finals,
right,
yeah.
you're right, right.
So it's at the MCG. We assume it's at the MCG.
You say the Giants?
I'd say the Giants.
I think the Giants might be... The Bulldogs might be the one who the Giants can't beat this year. Because they've beaten them twice now.
Maybe.
And the
So-
Bulldogs' record against the Giants
Yeah,
is pretty
it's
good.
actually, yeah. Like, they're winning that supposed rivalry from 2016
Damn,
by
we
a
had them
margin at the
from
moment.
ninth to playing a final and winning.
Yeah,
Damn,
I
bro.
don't know. But
I will say the Bulldogs
We're going the Bulldogs.
and Geelong and
And the
Brisbane.
second versus second qualifying final, Brisbane v Geelong. That's going to be a great game at the
game.
Gabba.
I'd say
At the
game.
Gabba.
I'd say
Another home ground advantage, I reckon.
Yeah, and that's why I think I'm going to tip Brisbane. Because of that home ground advantage
Yeah.
at the Gabba. I love the
Absolutely.
way they play Country Road after
Oh,
Charlie
after
kicked
Charlie's.
I
the
love
goal,
it.
man.
Yep.
Last year I heard
Brisbane.
the elimination final, heard it every 5
Yes.
minutes. Semi-finals, week 1. This is Collingwood and the Suns. Assuming the Suns win and Collingwood lose, this will be at the MCG.
The Gold Coast Suns.
At the MCG.
Absolutely
No chance,
No,
no
no,
chance.
Collingwood
no.
will definitely
Collingwood.
bounce.
And
Oh my
second,
God.
the second semi-final, Geelong,
Geelong will plaster doggies.
and the Doggies.
Geelong.
without question.
So we move into prelims. We've got the Crows and the
Geelong
Cats
and
at the Adelaide Oval.
Geelong and Adelaide.
in
At the
Adelaide.
Adelaide Oval.
Oh,
That's a great final.
Yeah,
is a great
that's
final.
a crazy final.
look, I think Geelong.
Geelong.
Yeah, I reckon Geelong too.
Yeah.
They had the wood against them this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Geelong. They beat them earlier this year
They
too.
did, yeah, in
so
Adelaide.
Geelong. Okay, so we've got Geelong in one spot
Grand
in the
final.
grand final,
Woo!
and the other one, the other prelim, Brisbane and Collingwood
At the Gabba.
at the Gabba prelim final. Who wins?
Hey, are we going to that game if it ends up happening?
I think you absolutely are.
I think so.
Sponsored by Between the
I might
Sticks.
have to,
Sponsor us, someone.
I might have to get this excursion form. Ask the missus to
Hey, I
go there.
need you to sign this for me. I'll be honest with you. There's not even bias. I actually don't know which way that game would go.
Yeah.
We actually don't play
I
that
know.
badly
I
at the Gabba.
You don't, yeah.
And Brisbane have actually been pretty good. Like, it's even. Like that will break. That will be the best of 3 game this year.
Absolutely.
We've beaten them once. They've beaten us once. And that'll be the best of 3. I couldn't tell you which one of those teams will make it.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I can't do.
I'm
Yeah.
going to tip. Look,
You can pick the team
I'll
for
pick
us.
the team, and I'm going to pick the Lions.
Fair enough.
Purely because it's at the Gabba. If it was at the MCG, I would have tipped Collingwood.
Fair enough.
So our grand final is Geelong and Brisbane.
Interesting.
Who wins
Interesting.
at the
You
MCG?
know, we've won the last 4 out of the last 5 against Geelong. Can
Oh,
you
wow.
believe it?
And then you broke that hoodoo this
Ooh,
year
the
too.
hoodoo as well, yeah.
Geelong
So,
beat them in the prelim last year.
Yes.
yeah.
Wow. That will be a crazy grand final, I'm not going to lie. And you know what else that brings as well? If that, obviously this is all a prediction, that's 3 years in a row Brisbane have made a grand final.
Yeah. Wow.
For anybody that wants to
Brisbane
have
to go
anything to
back
say
to
about
back.
Brisbane's
Yeah.
to go back to back 3, making 3 grand finals in a
Yeah,
row
well.
is not an easy job.
Nah.
And considering, how long and how, tiring the AFL season is, doing it 3 years in a row after losing Joe Danaher as well, I reckon that'll be interesting. But you know what? If the 2 of them make the grand final, I'd want to see Brisbane belt the living crap out of Geelong.
You hate Geelong, I know that. You're tipping Geelong.
I've always said if there wasn't a Collingwood in the competition, I'd be happy with Brisbane. Have I not said that to you?
Yeah.
Even last year, I said that Collingwood are not making finals. I hope Brisbane win the whole
Brisbane.
thing. So if I was to pick a winner, it would be Brisbane.
Lads.
Same.
Brisbane.
What kind of question?
Come on.
Okay.
Don't ask silly questions, brother.
Look, I think Geelong will actually beat Brisbane, but I am outnumbered here. I think Geelong at the MCG, they've got the stars, they've got the quality, but 2-1 Brisbane. We've got Brisbane to win the grand final.
Bro,
Wow.
5 minutes ago I called you, Nabil Morris, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm taking that back.
But that wraps us up, boys. We've done it. We've got Brisbane to win the flag. This was all done on the spot, so none of this was pre-planned. And
Yes.
look, it's wound out well for you, Walid.
Absolutely.
Lads,
We actually didn't think of that, but
yeah,
yeah.
so-
It actually worked out that Brisbane make a 3rd grand final and win a 2nd premiership all in the same year.
all in the same year. So it's, yeah.
You know what? I'll say this now. If I actually, out of the top 8 teams, I'll say this again for the 2nd year in a row. If we don't win it, I hope Brisbane win it. As the only team I don't hate out of the guys in the top 8
So,
right now. Or I would say even Adelaide, but Adelaide fans and their fans are a bit too cocky.
Can you
for
imagine
like
the
Don't.
Adelaide Brisbane grand final?
that would be crazy.
Be-
That
be
would be
good.
crazy. That would also be the 2nd year in a row now that we've had 2
Interstate
non-Victorian
teams.
teams
Yeah,
playing the
so-
grand final.
For the sake of Melbourne, I want Geelong to play in the grand final. At
Absolutely
minimum,
not.
but-
I'd rather two non-Victorians to play in the grand final than Geelong play another
Look.
grand final. Or actually, I want Geelong to play in the grand final so they can lose.
Or,
They could be
or
miserable.
it could be Geelong Collingwood grand final.
It could be, and that's good for the state.
I
But
can't say what I want to say on camera, but I'll tell you was about this later on if that's the case.
moving on.
Yes,
We're moving on to tipping. Yes,
Your
we've-
now not favorite
Not favourite.
segment.
It's an X now, tipping. So we're gonna.
We kind of did this already, but we'll kind of do it for
We'll do it
for the normality of the episode. But yeah, Thursday night, round
Thursday night.
22.
Hawthorn and Collingwood. I'll start. Why not?
Yep.
Collingwood, I think, and also because I don't want Hawthorn to play finals, even though we predicted them to. But I do think Collingwood will bounce back and they'll get the job done, fellas.
Yeah, I agree. I think Collingwood should bounce back from the miserable month that we've had.
I think the Hawthorn Football Club will win.
Hawks.
Whoa, this guy said
Yeah.
Hawthorn.
I reckon
Fair enough.
the 4 tolls, if they can experiment that again for another week,
Yeah.
I think
Might
they'll-
work against Collingwood.
I mean, we're getting Howe and Frampton back, hopefully. And they could even play Charlie Dean this week. And they could play him on Calshadir and see how that goes. So I doubt they'll play 4 talls, but if they do this week, they can keep him in the side because I don't know who I was speaking to. I think it was you that I was telling this the other day to. They need to drop Oleg Markov. They need to drop Ned Long. And they need to drop... there was another player that I said they needed to drop, and they needed to bring in...
Charlie Dean was the one.
Charlie Dean actually was the one. Yeah, you're right. And to bring in the experienced guys. So hopefully we don't send our season down the toilet this week and lose, because I don't know what's going to happen after that, and I doubt I see us winning anything from outside the top 4. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Friday night, the dead rubber that has been gifted to the Geelong Football Club by the AFL for the 17th week in a row.
You're a hater of Geelong. I've never seen so much Geelong slander in 20 minutes.
Brother, you know the type of PTSD this team has given me when I was a teenager? You'll understand why I hate them so much.
Fair.
That 2007 to 11 period was not a good time being a Collingwood supporter against Geelong. But unfortunately, Geelong will get over the line, Nabil.
Geelong and Jeremy Cameron. I agree with you, Wads. You said he'll kick 14. I agree. He's going to kick 14. So
Absolutely. And Wads?
Geelong for me as well.
Yeah, I think, they should comfortably get over the line. Nabil, we move on to Saturday.
We do. So first game Saturday, we've got Richmond and St Kilda at the MCG.
Yep.
I think the Saints will find a way to win. Nazaya will have 35 disposals and 6 goals. So the Saints for me at the MCG.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Saints should get over the line against Richmond, even though I'm really tempted to tip Richmond. They've shown up this year against
and look, you've
even the good teams.
You've given them their flowers
absolutely
all season. So.
I think Richmond.
You think Richmond?
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way too, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with St Kilda. And then the second game of Saturday, which is the 4:00 twilight game, Brisbane versus Sydney up at the Gabba. Walid, we'll let you start with this one. Who do you think is going to go?
I reckon Brisbane comfortably, even though we've got a few injuries.
Yep.
Breaking news. Locking you up for the rest of the home and away season.
Yeah, it's a huge loss.
Do you think he's as much a big of a loss as people are making him sound out to be?
He's had a pretty average year this year.
Yeah.
But it brings a lot of experience. To
I think he stood up when he's needed to stand up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It was good against Collingwood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I think Brisbane should get over the line comfortably against the Swans in the bill.
Yeah, the Lions for me, they're in good form at the moment, and that win against Collingwood really cemented the Brisbane as contenders. Really,
absolutely. The next game.
Yes, our season still plenty to play for, still plenty of pride to play for. Carlton and the Gold Coast Suns at Marvel Stadium. So look, I keep mentioning it. Play for some pride. There's still a couple of games left. Show some heart, and I think the Suns struggle away, and I'm tipping Carlton.
Habibi, wallahi, there's no pride.
He said absolutely none, brother.
No. There has to be something, so I'm going to tip Carlton. Look, yeah, I'm sticking to my tip.
Yeah, you can stick with your tip, but let's be honest. I think Gold Coast will get over the line comfortably against... Gold Coast's VFL side will get over the line comfortably against you guys. Brother,
yeah, agreed.
Who are you tipping?
Brother, there's no doubt about that game. Let's be honest with ourselves. And then the last game of Saturday is the Power versus the Frauds. I should stop calling them frauds now. They've actually been proving themselves. Freo, down at the Adelaide Oval at 8 p.m. Maybe Adelaide time. I don't know. Nabil, who do you think is going to get over that?
The Dockers. I think Freo, they've been playing good footy.
Yep.
They won 9 of their last 10 or whatever it is. So I think Fremantle are in form. Their mid's going well. Their forward line is tracking well. So Freo for me. Yeah,
I think Freo. Low-key, I want to say Port Adelaide. But I just know that the way they've been going, the fact that it's Ken Hinckley's last couple of games, Travis Boakes as well, you would think they would want to play for at least the 2 of them and send them off. But I think it's Rosie who's injured, no Horn Francis. So I think, Freo's team, midfield, forward line, all of it will just get over the line against Port and Walid.
Port Adelaide.
Do you think Port Adelaide's going to win? Oh, interesting.
Rosie was a late withdrawal against Geelong.
So he might come
He's back in, like you said. Boak and the lot. Yeah, they'll win.
Interesting. I mean, that'll make things very interesting if they do win. Because now, predictor, we said Freo was going to win, right?
We did, yeah.
We did Port.
We did Port?
We did Port.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So Sunday.
Yes, we've got the Giants in North Melbourne up in Manuka, Canberra. The Giants for me.
I was about to say I've never seen the name of that ground before.
Yeah, so the Giants for me, they'll bounce back.
You would hope they'll bounce back from
they'll beat North.
The rubbish they put up last week.
I think North will put up a fight. North played well against St Kilda last week.
Yes.
So as good as North were, even though they lost, and they were impressive for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
I still think the Giants will get the job done.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Giants should get over the line comfortably against North. I don't think North stand a chance, to be honest. I'll be honest, Wads.
Yeah, definitely Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, I think we could.
Even
all
though North look like a better team when Larky and Co are playing well,
Yeah.
I still think Giants.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And then the middle game of Sunday is the Doggies versus Melbourne, or Melbourne versus the Doggies at the MCG. Nabil.
Yeah, look. Generally, teams bounce back when they sack a coach. And
They do actually. You're right. You're right.
Look, I don't want to talk about Carlton, but I remember a game we sacked Brendan Bolton, and then we played Brisbane the following week, and you guys were flying, and we won by
Who was this? I don't remember.
2019. It was 5-6 years ago. I won't forget. Cripps had 38 and 4 goals.
Actually, I remember that game.
Yes.
He was running amok through Brisbane.
I remember that game.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
too. Now.
it was.
And that
Anyway,
was the last time he beat Brisbane.
I think it actually might have
Since-
been.
Nah.
Yeah.
He beat us last year.
Did we?
Round
Oh,
Oh,
zero.
yeah, round
Yes,
one.
round one.
Or round zero, whatever it was
Yeah.
called. Yeah.
So, but anyways,
But you're tipping?
I'm gonna tip. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'm gonna tip Melbourne.
Interesting. Melbourne. I'm
Yeah.
tipping the Doggies. I think, like we said, they've been flat track bullies, and I think that that trend will continue for them, and they'll plaster Melbourne. Wads?
Can you imagine if Melbourne won? That would have literally
Ooh.
flipped the predictor we just did.
I would, if I was
Yeah,
Simon Goodwin, I'd walk back in. I'd be like, "Hey, I need my job back right now."
Is he done effective immediately?
He's done.
Yeah,
effective immediately.
That's what I said. I'd walk back in.
Tom
and be
Morris
like,
was
"Hey."
front and center asking you all the hard questions.
Your uncle, yeah.
We might have to cut that bit out.
Fair enough.
Definitely.
Uh,
Doggies.
Yeah.
And our last game, we've
Of
got
the
the
the deadest of dead rubbers.
West Coast Eagles
versus 18.
and the Adelaide Crows at Optus Oval. The Adelaide Crows for me. West
Yeah,
Coast
I think this is pretty
finished.
straightforward.
If they were smart, they'd rest a lot of their key players.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this
absolutely.
is
Especially
the
for the
to
game
do
that's
it.
coming
Yeah.
the week after.
So,
You're right. Yeah, Adelaide for me. Wads?
Adelaide.
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 Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I think that does it for the tipping and for this week, Nabil.
Now, before I let you go,
Oh, okay. Another one of these.
before I let you boys go,
Another one of these. Nabil, what do you have for us?
I've gone down another rabbit hole. Gone down an interesting rabbit hole.
Where do these rabbit holes keep coming up from?
We can't reveal all our secrets.
Another conspiracy theory
Another
of Nabil.
conspiracy we're bringing back.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Dum, dum, dum. Anyways,
Yes.
teams that make or win the grand final
Yes.
typically, generally the next season, they don't end up playing finals.
It's been a trend.
It has been a trend. Think
Yes.
Sydney. I think it's
Geelong,
Geelong,
Collingwood,
yeah, Collingwood, so
Richmond.
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Melbourne, yes.
So it's an interesting trend we're seeing.
Yes.
Now again, I make it very, very clear. I'll put it on
Very
the record.
broad.
No allegations, no assumptions, none of that. Just putting some things out there.
But what do we think the actual conspiracy is?
The conspiracy is their fixture tends to be a lot more difficult. Now, there is
After they win a
some
premiership.
truth to it. I understand they finish on top of the ladder, so by nature, the AFL, and in the name of equalisation, makes their fixture a
Which
little bit more
nothing about
difficult.
it is equal.
But the fixture's not equal anyway, and that's a topic for another time.
Yep.
But I want to use Brisbane as an example. I've done some research on Brisbane.
Yes.
Their fixture is one of the hardest I've ever seen recently.
Yes.
They've barely played back-to-back games in Queensland. I think it was only the start of the season. So they've done a lot of travelling. They've played a lot of teams in the top 8.
Yep.
So
Some multiple times.
multiple times. They've played those top 8 teams away. Makes it even trickier.
Yep. They've actually played only 2 games back-to-back in Queensland this whole season.
Exactly. That's
Early in the season and
yeah.
a couple of weeks ago when they
so
played.
did lots of travelling, lots of time on the
A
road.
couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, when
No,
you
no,
guys
was it-
played Gold Coast at People's Stadium, and the week before
That's
you guys
still-
played at the Gabba.
Still travelled.
It's the travelling though.
Still
Traveling an
An
hour, bro.
yeah.
Come on.
Come on, bro. Collingwood travel to Marvel Day.
That's not traveling though, but yeah,
Yeah.
we do talk
The-
about it. But I'm saying, like, inside Queensland, you guys have only played 2 weeks in 2 times this year. You guys have played back-to-back games in Queensland.
So
We didn't say in Brisbane, in Queensland.
Okay.
just something to watch.
But we agree with whatever Neville's saying. They've done a lot of traveling.
Just something to watch out for. I think that's all. Just
But
something to watch
like-
out for.
I think, like we said last time, we'll just leave that up to the viewers
Leave
to
it up to
decide.
the viewers. I think
And with that, guys,
we'll wrap
we'll wrap up. Thank you for tuning in. don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hey, throw us a couple of comments this week as well on your thoughts on what the next couple of weeks are going to look like. And the Bills is going to keep an eye out. Mr. Inspector Gadget, like I said last week, is going to keep an eye out. And until next week, take care, guys. Ciao.